I want to know whose teleprompters are these, because I don't need them. Maybe they're for somebody else. Let it be borne in mind that the tragedy of life does not lie in not reaching your goals. The tragedy lies in having no goals to reach for. It's not a calamity to die with dreams unfulfilled, but it is a calamity to have no dreams. The American dream has been hijacked, but the good news is we can take it back. You see, the founding fathers, they got it right. The founding fathers got it right when they talked about endowed by their creator. Not somebody else's, not by the presidents, not by Congress, endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And when the founders talked about endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these suggests that there were some others. And I happen to believe that that was another one they had in mind, another unalienable right, and that is the right to protect yourself, to protect your family, and to protect your property. We call it the Second Amendment to the Constitution. Founding fathers got it right, so we have to be the defending fathers and take our nation back, to take the possibility to dream big in this nation and to be able to achieve it and be able to take it back. Because unfortunately, we have become a nation of crises. We have an economic crisis. We have an entitlement spending crisis. We've got an energy crisis. We've got an illegal immigration crisis. We've got a foggy foreign policy crisis. We've got a moral crisis. And the biggest crisis we have is a severe deficiency of leadership crisis in the White House. Here's how we get this nation back on track. And this is one fundamental difference between a businessman and a politician. I've never held high elected office before. I'm a businessman. Because you see, the politicians, they want to propose stuff that will get a chance, have a chance of being passed. Businessmen will propose solutions that will fix the problem. We need to fix problems in this country. And the way I approach solving problems is just like all successful people. I did it for over 42 years. You make sure you're working on the right problem. You make sure you assign the right priority. Surround yourself with good people. Put together the right plans, and then you execute the plans in order to be able to solve the problems. Let's take a look at the top 3 critical priorities that I believe that the next president of the United States needs to tackle immediately. That isn't number one priority. We've got 3 top critical priorities. First, this foggy foreign policy. I happen to have a foreign policy philosophy that is an extension of the Reagan philosophy. Reagan's philosophy was peace through strength. The Cain philosophy is peace through strength and clarity. We must clarify who our friends are, clarify who our enemies are, and stop giving money to our enemies. And the reason we are is such that we can tell the rest of the world who our friends are and who we will stand with, starting with the nation of Israel. Forget foreign policy. We must make it clear where the United States stands. Secondly, this economy is on life support. We don't need a solution that's going to try to tickle us to prosperity. We cannot tickle this economy to prosperity. It starts with understanding a very fundamental economic guiding principle, which is quite simply the engine of economic growth in this great economy of ours is the business sector. So we've got to put some fuel in the engine. And the way we do that, the way we put fuel in the engine is a bold plan that we've developed. Some people say it's too bold. I don't think it's too bold because America can't wait for another solution or proposal that's not going to solve the problem. This bold plan starts with throw out the current tax code. Throw it out. Throw out the current tax code. And then pass a very simple 9-9-9 plan. 9% business flat tax, 9% personal income flat tax, and a 9% national sales tax. It will replace 5 sources of revenue. It'll replace the corporate income tax, the personal income tax, the capital gains tax, the death tax, and the biggest tax of all that some people pay, the payroll tax. All are collected with 999. One of the biggest criticisms about 999 is because we introduced the national sales tax. But you're going to give Congress another way to tax us? Well, let's throw out the 10,000 ways in the current code, and I'll give them one that we can understand. And the other thing is, with that national sales tax, it is a replacement tax. It replaces the hidden taxes that's in everything that we buy. Take a loaf of bread. The farmer pays taxes on his profits, and he pays the payroll tax for all of his employees. The miller who makes the flour pays taxes on his profits and the payroll tax for all of his employees. The baker pays taxes on his profits as well as the payroll tax for all of his employees. The trucking company that delivers the bread pays taxes on its profits and the payroll tax for all of his employees. The grocery store, if they make a profit, has to pay tax on that profit as well as the payroll tax for all of its employees. Who do you think pays those taxes? We do. 999 takes out the invisible taxes and replaces it with one that you can see called 9%. That's how 999 works. Cost of goods not going to go up, they're going to go down. We have got to clarify our foreign policy. We've got to boost this economy. And thirdly, we need an energy independence strategy. We have the resources to do it. We've got plenty of coal, oil, natural gas, shale oil in order to become energy independent.
And uranium.
We just, and some of that too. We just need the leadership and the will. Whenever I share this message with some people inside the Beltway, they're ready to criticize it and say, well, but you can't do that. I said, what do you mean I can't do that? I'm going to be president. We can do that. What do you mean? But then they say, well, all of these things that you want to do, you want to maximize all of these resources. Yes. Well, the EPA is not going to let you do it. I said, well, let me tell you what a Cain presidency would be about. You see, the EPA needs an attitude adjustment. They work for us. We don't work for them. Attitude adjustment time at the EPA. They work for us. That's how we're going to develop this energy independence strategy. Now, we can do it responsibly, but we do not have to stop all of the things that we can do. My approach to all of these crises is the same, folks. And it's all based upon some guiding principles that I have used throughout my career in order to fix stuff, in order to turn stuff around, in order to build businesses, in order to lead organizations big and small. Some guiding principles. Number one, do what's right. Start with what's right, not what is politically right. Number two, if you want to solve a problem, go to the source closest to the problem. And the source closest to the problem is not in Washington, D.C. It is in the states. Let's go to the states to help solve many of these problems. Third guiding principle, another guiding principle, is that one of the reasons we have all of these crises is because we have become an entitlement society. There will be no new entitlement programs, only empowerment programs. Empower the states, empower the workers, and empower businesses. With those guiding principles. You know, I've been in Washington all week. I've attracted a little bit of attention. And that was an article in the New York Times today that has attempted to attract some more attention. You know, that's kind of what happens when you start to show up near or at the top of the polls. It just happens that way. Yep. But the article in the New York Times is very kind of interesting and kind of illustrates some of the things that we have to deal with in order to turn this country around. The article tries to make a case of how close the Koch brothers and I are. I'm proud to know the Koch brothers. I'm very proud to know the Koch brothers. They make it sound like that we've had time to go fishing together, hunting together, skiing together, golfing together. But just so I can clarify this for the media, this may be a breaking news announcement for the media. I am the Koch brothers' brother from another mother. Because I want to unite the United States of America, not divide the United States of America. And here's what we need to do. We got to stay informed. Stay informed. Secondly, stay involved. The reason you are here at this Defending American Dream Conference is because you want to defend the American dream. The founding fathers, they did their job. We've got to do our job in defending. So stay informed, stay involved, and thirdly, stay inspired. They want you to believe that we can't do this. But I know in my heart that we can do this. Stay inspired. Many things have inspired me to get on this journey. One of the things that has inspired me to get on this journey started 12 years ago when my first grandchild was born. I now have 3 grandkids. And it's for the grandkids and all the other little faces that you are here to defend the American dream. You see, we're going to be all right. And it's not about us. It is about them, which is why we are doing what we do and why I am on this journey. And I am reminded of one of our greatest presidents and how he inspired this nation, Ronald Reagan, when he used to describe the United States of America as that shining city on a hill. But in the last 3 years, that shining city on a hill has slid down to the side of the hilltop. Other nations still look up to us, but we're on the side of the hill. And this is why we need a renewal in America. We need a new type of leadership in America. My pledge to you as your president is that I will lead this nation with your help back to the top of the hill where it belongs, and I will never apologize for the greatness